Today, we're taking the power of artificial intelligence and putting it in the stock market. And on top of that, we're also putting it against me, a human. So let's see who is going to be more profitable. Here's a plan. I will get one day where I have to find 5 stocks to either buy or short to the best of my abilities. I will then ask the new updated version of ChatGPT to do the same. $500 will then be put into each stock, and at the end of 1 week, we're going to see who performed better. So apparently there's a new version of ChatGPT which can allow it to enable web browsing and stay up to date with current events. This means on top of the database of information it already has, it can also scan the internet and give me current day trading advice. Imagine if investing really became as easy as just asking ChatGPT. Financial advisors have been real quiet since it's dropped. Now, I do have some experience day trading, and at first, that's what I was going to use to give me the best possible chances of winning here. But it's not going down like that. The strategies I use have many technical nuances on top of my own discretion, which comes from personal trading experience. So explaining all that for this video would take way too long and turn this into a lecture, which would probably lose half of you. I also don't want to leave everyone in the dark and say I got these results with my methods that I can't tell you about, so don't worry about it. Just trust me, bro. So for that reason, I have to find another way of going about this. Value investing. Instead of day trading, which uses mostly technical chart aspects, I could do some serious research in a company, dig around their fundamentals, do a deep dive on their CEO, gauge the current market sentiment, and just do my due diligence that way. But that comes with its own problems, mainly time. Value investing takes years to pay off, and for this experiment, I only have a week, so I can't invest and I can't day trade. For a while, I really didn't know what my plan would be to compete against ChatGPT, but then I thought of something. Okay, I just got an idea and I think this can actually work. Insider trading.
FBI, open up!
Wait, 1 second, hear me out.
Let me tell you something! Let me tell you something!
Let's say I was a CEO or someone in the board of directors in a publicly traded company. I then somehow managed to raise up Elon in a business deal, and he agreed. When news that my company is going to be working together with Tesla comes out, the stock price will skyrocket. But before that happens, in anticipation of this, I secretly tell my friends and family. Then,
right to jail, right away.
But that's not what I'm doing here. There is a law which requires prominent insiders in a company to disclose their positions to the public. Not the reason for opening these positions, but simply that they did it. I will be taking this information and using it in my own trading. That is perfectly legal. And the reason why is trading is rarely ever that one-dimensional. If it was as easy as just tracking some insider data, a lot more people would be rolling in dough right now. So these insider transactions could potentially mean something or nothing at all. It's my job to figure out which ones are which. But the point is, there's still plenty of risk involved, just like with any other type of trading. So for the sake of this 1 week experiment, I think this is my best bet. I actually got this idea from one of Biaheza's videos, and his results with it seemed pretty good, so I figured, why not try it out? But before I move on, just quickly have to mention, trading is risky, you could lose all your money, this is not financial advice, and yeah, that's it. There are a lot of websites you can use to track this insider data. I'm personally going to use dataroma.com, and here's what I know. First of all, insider buying is generally more of a significant action than insider selling, so more weight will be placed on that. Secondly, prominent insiders buy and sell their stock all the time, so in order to increase my chances of it actually meaning something, I should look for an unusually high amount of insider transactions compared to the norm for that company. So, for example, the company TLYS has done $3.7 million of insider buying over the last month, which is a pretty substantial amount. But if you look at their history, it's nothing out of the ordinary for them. On the other hand, the company AKR has only done $1.6 million of insider buying over the last month. But all of that was done in June. There's nothing else before that. And it's not like this is a recent IPO either. They had plenty of chances to buy in before, but for some reason, they all did it now. So it could potentially mean something. Now it's time to dive in and go through this data.
Oh hey, I didn't see you there. Hey, just working. Working hard so I can please you.
First company, Acadia Realty Trust, ticker symbol AKR. They're an equity real estate investment trust focused on delivering long-term, profitable growth via their dual core and opportunity fund platforms. Sounds complicated? Didn't understand much of anything? I'm in. I'm just kidding, but this is the company I mentioned before with a suspiciously high amount of insider buying. Their market cap is 1.5 billion, and their CEO, director, executive VP, and CFO all bought in for a total of $1.6 million on June 7th. It seems like analysts are saying the stock is going to beat its estimates on the next earnings report, and some even say it has a potential upside of 29%. The only problem is the next earning report is on August 1st, which is way longer than a week away. But who knows? Maybe these news articles from the analysts with a positive outlook will generate enough retail buyer interest to drive the price up in anticipation of the earnings. $500, I'm in. Second company, FSEO, $5 million of insider buying over the last month. They're an investment company, and in their own website it says, an investment in FSEO involves a high degree of risk and may be considered speculative. They convinced me. $500. Now, I know it seems like I'm just YOLOing my money away here, but there's no other way of making the maximum amount of money in a 1-week time period in the stock market without involving risk. Next, we have IBRX, just under $300,000 of insider buying over the last month, which isn't much, but that's almost all they have in the entirety of the company existing. They're an immunotherapy company, and Yahoo Finance says they have a bullish chart pattern. Good enough, let's buy in. I also found 2 more companies with significant insider selling and shorted those just to diversify the portfolio a little bit. Now it's ChatGPT's turn.
First things first, to flip it to sport mode, go to settings, beta features, and switch on browse with Bing.
So now it should access the internet when giving me an answer, not just a database of information it was trained in, which I believe only goes up to the year 2021. Let's ask it, give me a funny joke asking people to subscribe to my finance-related YouTube channel.
Why don't we tell the markets to behave? Because they refuse to subscribe to any rules, unlike you, who can easily subscribe to my finance-related YouTube channel for daily market insights. We won't interest you in anything else, I promise.
That was genuinely so awful. Oh my god. Okay, now for real. Which stocks should I buy for the most growth over the next week?
TLDR, I'm not telling you. Ha ha ha.
So it basically just said no to me. I was not expecting that. I paid $20 for this version just to get rejected. This is like my dating life. Okay, didn't know I was gonna have to do this, but I'm gonna spit some game to try convince it. Let's go. Pretty please.
Nope.
Okay, that did not work either. So I researched online and apparently there's a script I can copy paste as a workaround here, which tells ChatGPT to break free from its previous AI constraints and roleplay with me as my assistant named Dan, which stands for Do Anything Now. So I took the script from Reddit and copy pasted it into ChatGPT. Okay, this seems to be working. I then asked it to pretend to be the world's greatest financial advisors and give me a list of stocks that would be good investments for the next week. And it did, but they were fictitious and not real stocks. The names of these companies are invented. Give me a list of real existing companies instead.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
The first company here is Zynga, which is set to release a game next week that is expected to be a huge hit. But when looking for the company on TD Ameritrade, I wasn't able to find anything, so I can't go in on this one. The next company is PowerPlug, which is a leader in the development of hydrogen fuel systems, and apparently they're about to announce a major partnership that could boost their stock price. It seems like ChatGPT's strategy here is finding stocks which have some sort of positive news catalyst expected to be announced in the next week. The strategy seems promising, even more promising than my strategy. I'm using insider buying as a way to predict these positive news catalysts. It seems like ChatGPT is using superior research to find them, and it also seems like all the news are coming out next week, whereas the news of my companies could take months to come, if they even do. From how it looks right now, it seems like AI is going to win this one, but let's buy in everything and see what happens. It has been 1 week since I opened up those positions. I got the results back today, and they are very interesting. Let's start off with my performance first. Out of the 5 stocks that I picked, only 2 ended up being profitable. But the losses on the non-profitable ones were bigger in comparison, so as a result, I ended up with a net loss of $166.87. In my initial $2,500 investment, that's a 7% loss. I don't think looking at insider transactions is completely useless, but it's also not a be-all end-all make me rich next week type of strategy either. Given enough time, I think these results would have ended up looking better. Now for the real interesting part. ChatGPT was profitable on 4 out of the 5 stock picks it made. It netted me $84.98 in profit, which is a 3.4% return in 1 week. The average return in the stock market in a year is 10%, so these results are real impressive. And it won this challenge with flying colors. Still though, do I think it's at the level where you can blindly trust it for investing advice? No, but it's a great spot to start the research process.